Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live. We're here on this February 20th, 2026. We're going to be chatting with a couple of up and coming champion fighters here today. Our first guest is going to be the one and the only Mr. Zion Bailey. He's currently out of Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to be chatting with him a little bit about his upcoming fight with Mr. Christian Buffalo. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a war of attrition and everything else, right? I can just see that being a great one. We're also looking forward to speaking with Mr. Gary Boeing. Expecting him to be on a little bit later there, and he is going to be taking on the one and the only Hunter Sheeran, big guy there for a big fight. He's going to be defending his title. That's all on March the 14th, 2026, only in a few weeks from now. Going to probably be one of the most exciting IKF East Coast Classics we have had when it comes to super fights. I will tell you that. So you have nothing else to do but get your tickets now at ikffightplatform.com or check it out on pay-per-view at akplive.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an exciting event. If anybody likes the fisticuffs of punching and kicking people in the face, you're going to love that. And also some knees, not to the face, but a lot of knees and everything in the body, of course. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and get the action moving along. I want to introduce my next guest, the one and the only Zion Bailey.
Thank you. Thanks for
How you
having
doing,
me,
man?
man. I'm great. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah,
Very
we're glad
grateful.
to have you back. Glad to have you back, man. I know that a lot has been going on. I know you've been busy and everything. Look like you're really chilled right now. Let's just go there. You're all chilled out. You got your hoodie on. You got your headphones on. What's going on with you today, man?
You guessed it, man. Relaxing. I was training late last night, and I believe that you got to, carve some time to relax, let your body recover whenever you're going all the time, and so just relaxing so far.
What
About to
is it?
work soon.
So let's go ahead and get into that then. What does it look like for you on a normal training day?
Normal training day. Probably training for like. It just depends. Every day is different of the week. It's like some days I'll go to the gym and do a lift, and then I'll also go to the kickboxing gym and also do kickboxing.
Right?
And then I do coaching and personal training. I consider that training as well, like
So,
sharpening my
so,
mind.
so, so, why do you consider that training as well? I'm interested in that because I have this philosophy about trainers. But tell me, why do you consider that training as well?
I mean, I guess it depends on your approach as a trainer, but my approach as a trainer, and this is kind of selfish, but it's also like to expand myself and expand what I know as a fighter too. So for me, working on drills and teaching people these drills and helping them get better. Uh, I'm also receiving feedback from them as to what works for them and what works for me, and it's mental training. It's training, but my body is sometimes at its capacity. It's good to have that mental training as well.
It makes you dive a little bit deeper into your own introspect, correct? Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to say here?
yeah,
It just makes you dive a little bit different. And sometimes your students actually teach you in
yeah,
a weird kind of way. I mean, is it not?
yeah. I always tell them that I'm a student before I'm a teacher. So even as I'm teaching, I'm still learning. So I
What,
definitely
what is
100%.
probably one of the most vital lessons that you probably learned from a student? Unknowingly, or well, hopefully it will be knowingly now, but at the time, what do you think that might have been?
That we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that some things that work for people don't work for other people.
Hmm.
But it's also another big huge thing for me is to always be humble whenever you're teaching, because if you're not, then you miss your opportunity for growth sometimes. So
Do you
just being
find
humble.
strategies for teaching people at different levels? Like you said, people come in with different tools and all of that. Give me an example of someone that doesn't have to be specific, right? But of an example of someone that came in with perhaps a maybe not as maybe I don't want to say disability. That's not the word I really want to use, but maybe something that they were not maybe used to doing or felt like they were capable of doing. You have an example of how you might have taught that person?
So always with new people, depending on their age, I always ask if they did sports prior. I like to figure out what sports they did before,
Good one.
and then uh, I call it sports theory training. So I start with like coordination, and it's like track stuff, just like skips and stuff to see how coordinated they are and how well they can move with their body.
Hmm.
Teach them like actual kickboxing concepts to see if they even like to, because I feel like it's important to develop some type of rhythm and coordination first before
Right.
you start getting into how to throw a punch and how to throw a kick.
You're saying the fact that they're already athletic is a plus, obviously.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, right,
Sport though, like I've had some soccer players struggle with learning how to kick, like because they're so used to playing their foot and kicking at such a low angle.
right.
Their mechanics are really different. So sometimes it can be a little more difficult with someone like that versus someone who's done something like fencing where they're very used to a bladed stance or they're used to moving that same way as a fighter would.
You know, you guys, I tell you, I'm going to say it again. Our Muay Thai and kickboxing guys are some of the smartest people on the planet. I mean, I don't think we get enough
Appreciate it.
credit, man, for because we're punching and kicking people in the face. I don't think people see us as intelligent as we are, right? You know, and all. I mean, our concepts and the way we teach, and it's not just going out there showing you how to hit a bag or anything like that. I mean, it's really, coming there and diving into their soul, diving into your soul, and bringing out something really special for these people to learn, how to actually do this. I think that's a really, really good comment there. We cannot be on the show without talking about what happened, right? On your last fight. We had a couple of debacles and everything that happened and everything. So we had to kind of like step in on that particular win, on that fight and everything. What are your thoughts overall on your performance in the fight and perhaps even the outcome? Because by the way, you had a great attitude about it.
Well, I always like to lead with humility first. So I'll say with my performance, there's a lot of things that I could have done better.
Right.
I think as most of the guys know with the IKF is I think that I am previously I was a boxer first that could kick a little bit. And so I'm trying to shift to being a complete striker. And I'm hoping to show you guys that soon. I've been working hard and just trying to become a complete striker rather than just a boxer that can kick. So that's one critique I have with my performance. But at the same time, I'm very happy with what I did. I was confident in my ability to land my strikes, and I landed a lot of strikes. But with the outcome didn't really bother me because I was just grateful to be presented such a good fighter and to level up myself with someone like iron sharpens iron, man. So the higher level I get to go against, the more grateful I am that I'm even there to try.
Yeah, the guy was good. It's no good. I can't call his name by now, but he was a darn good fighter and everything. There's very, very close contested bout. We just had some rule things that we got a little, confused on and all. But it was a sort of what mostly would you say you learned about that particular bout though? That maybe stood out to you. What did you learn about yourself?
Um, I have to. This is something I've struggled with for a while. Sometimes it's making adjustments in the ring.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll go into the ring with a plan and I stick to it a little too much so that whenever things go sideways, I forget that I need to adjust. And I think that's
Mm.
something that's like one of the biggest takeaways I could take away from
That,
that.
that- that's that's very good, very good. More motivated since that fight to, like you said earlier, about proving yourself and all of that, or did it take a notch out of your confidence?
Um, for me, the goal is the same, and I think that how I feel, uh, it doesn't matter too much because I know that if I show up and I continue to work, I continue to do what I need to do, then I'm going to get to the goal. So my confidence is going to go up and down no matter what part of
Right.
life I'm in. So I think as long as I'm continuing to do the same things and continuing, not the same things, but continue to put in the same amount of work or put in work, then the goal of being a great fighter, which is my goal, is gonna, it's gonna happen if I stay disciplined and
What,
true to
what,
it.
what, what, I'm curious. What do you consider a great fighter? And why is that important to you? That you say you want to be a great fighter. When will you know that you're a great fighter? What
Right.
what is the barometer of that? Saying I want to be a great fighter. Let me just say this real quick, and you could be thinking about the answer. So I've had people call me a great fighter, right? I never accepted that. I never accepted myself as a great fighter. I said I was a good fighter. But great, and this, and I'll just be honest. I don't mind, just being transparent. That I never felt that I was like a great champion, like Benny Ucades, like even Rick Rufus, like maybe Dennis Alexia, like Jean-Yves Theriot. Those guys are great kickboxers who, defended their title over and over and over again for years. Maybe to exhaustion, but I mean, they kept doing it. And they were like, great. I consider them great champions. With me, it was different. I was good enough to go all the way to the top, from the bottom to the top. But there was something else about holding on to that, right? When it came to like defending the titles, I had lost motivation or whatever the case might be. And other things that, my first world title, I won a 12-round fight, beautiful fight. When I went to defend it, though, you had this monster there just wanting that title as bad as I did, right? They were hungry, right? And I lost a little bit of motivation because just of all the things. So I went to the 12-round fight again. I went down in 10, and it was like, But then I came back and I did it again, right? Then I knocked the guy out for the 12-round fight in the first round, right? So it was up and down for me, but I just feel that. Oh, somewhere I was going. I don't know where I was going. Answer the question if you can remember.
What was the question? Oh, you asked me what it meant, what I thought it was to be a great fighter.
What does it mean to be a great fighter? Okay, let me just finish my statement now,
Yeah.
since you reminded me. And I never considered myself great because I felt like that there's this mental thing and psychological things that happen in between reaching your goal and then maintaining your goal.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't think I didn't do that. I didn't do that in my career, so I'm not going to call myself great. Other guys, they did it over and over and over and over. What is your barometer for greatness?
Well, I'll say that I think as I've been on this journey, that's the. I mean, you might be able to relate to this. I feel like a lot of fighters can. Is you're always questioning yourself, like what is. I'm asking myself the same thing. What does it mean to be great to me? What does it mean to be a good fighter to me, or what am I really doing all this for? Right. But my dad, he told me this: anything in life that you want is hard to get and twice as hard to keep. So when you said that it was, you were hungry for the title, but then, maybe not as hungry for the title defense, it just reminded me of him telling me that. But I don't know. It's hard to say what I feel like greatness is to me. I think because my answer and my motivation for fighting has changed so much. And
do you want to become a world champion? Is that what it is? What would that becoming a world champion really mean to you? Are you looking for gold and silver and money? Are you looking for praise? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, get into your head, Zion, exactly what is it that you want in this game?
I just want to be able to express myself freely. And I think that me doing that, I'm confident in myself that if I do that, that I can be at the top. You know what I'm saying? That's where my confidence is. Do I actually know? Is that my goal, to be at the top?
Right.
My goal is to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Sure.
But I'm confident that the best version of myself is up there. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And you got to believe that. You got to believe that. But I want you to just think, when you get there, right? If you do or do not get there, right? Obviously, there's equity in getting there, just the hard work and stuff that you're putting in. And I guess there's a part of it that you have to kind of get in your mind, is that what will it mean? What will it really mean to me? Does it mean what I want it to mean, and the value of it when I'm right there as the champion and I've reached that goal? Or is it the equity and the tools that I can use later on other parts or other things that are going on in my life, whether it's relationships, whether it's a job, whether it's education, or whatever it might be? Have you kind of thought about that yet? Because ultimately, fighting has a window.
Yeah.
right? And I noticed that your trainer, Don Roger, is really challenging you. I almost said it in a different way. I'm gonna say it, challenging your ass, right. With difficult fights, very difficult fight. He wants to see where you are, right, and all, and so he's working you to get there. But I want to kind of get it and find out in your head when you get there, if you even do get there, what is it going to mean to you?
I don't know. It's just
Johnny Davis Live, real talk with real solutions.
I mean, these are good questions. These are good questions, man. I like them. I would say fighting is a sacred art, man, and
Yes.
you don't realize it until you get into it.
Mm.
You're like, man, this is something that it's very primitive, but it's also a very beautiful thing. Um, because with strength comes mercy. Like I can't be merciful if I'm just weak. You know, like that's
Right.
not mercy. That's just inability to do something. So being able to have strength, but also to be very kind and compassionate to people, to me, it speaks to other people. I think this is kind of
Sure.
what coaching has taught me and personal training has taught me is just like you get these new guys that are like, I want to be a good fighter and are like all amped up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to show them what my definition of strength is and kind of help them understand what strength is in their way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say that's kind of part of the goal. Like after the fights, whenever you got these kids coming up to you and looking up to you and asking, for pictures and stuff and knowing that you have people look up to you and kind of look at your character,
Right.
that to me is kind of what I look forward to as a fighter. Like kind of what I want to obtain is this ability to show people who I am and to show people that you can be a good, strong fighter, but also still be kind and compassionate.
For sure, for sure. I think that's a champion in and out of the ring concept. I think that is very important. Tell me a little bit. Do you know anything about your opponent, Christian Buffalo?
I know he has a karate background. Kyokushin, I think is it's
Well,
called.
yes, and
Um,
by the way, that's nothing to take lightly. Right,
yeah,
right. Kyokushin is a very, very dangerous fighting style. I've had people enter our tournaments, man, and they went through. We had a huge tournament up in California some years back, and this guy had never fought kickboxing or whatever. And he said, "Hey, you know what? I've done this Kyokushin all these years," and he said, "I don't want to put myself in novice just because I never fought." He said, "I want to fight, some of the best guys because I've done a lot of this and I'm very good at it." He came and entered the tournament and just mopped everybody. I mean, I'm talking about he entered like B class. I mean, like open division, right? And he mopped everybody. So that style is a very tough style especially because of the diversity of the kicks. Now, you got some pretty good kicks yourself, right? But as you said, your boxing is a main piece for you. How do you think you're going to offset perhaps those kicks, and what's in your brain without necessarily giving away a strategy?
right. Yeah, I don't. Um, last thing I want to do with any of my opponents because this is the fighting game is underestimate them.
Right.
And I know that with Buffalo, he's very explosive and he has the ability to land one good shot. And uh, the shots that I see him throw, he throws with a lot of power. And if you
Mm-hmm.
get touched by that, it can be dangerous. He's also I've seen him fight some of the guys and out of this area, and I definitely don't underestimate him. He's a great fighter. But like I said, man, I want to be able to become a kickboxer, man, and not a boxer that kicks. So I'm hoping just to show you guys something a little different. Obviously, I still want to be dangerous with my hands, but I'm hoping to expand my tool bag a little bit with this fight. Or try to.
I'm sorry, Johnny Davis live real talk. I have to always try to, since I have some knowledge in this fight game, I like to tell people a few things. Hopefully, it might be things that might be helpful. So, I wrote a manual book years ago called The Art of Kickboxing, and one of the statements that I made in there about when you become the ultimate kickboxer, you no longer have to think about punching. And you no longer have to think about kicking, and we'll go ahead and add knee and elbowing in there because it becomes that's what you are. You don't have to think about it. It is instinctive, right? If you're in a certain range or a certain distance, right, and all that, the punch is going to be there. My instinct just pops off. right? And now I'm that way with my knees and stuff too. That's the way I train. At least I haven't really fought. But with my feet, I mean, if you were at a certain point, I knew that that was a kicking range. Whatever kick that I wanted, because I was never diverse. When you were in a certain point in boxing, however you tilted or turned or whatever, automatically, bap, 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 bap. But you got to train that. You got to train that instinct. And it is not about just kicking or just punching or just kneeing. It is literally about building the instinct and creating a strategy and how to do that, whereas you don't even have to think about it anymore. When you are a kickboxer, that's it. It is not like you said, boxer, kicker, boxer, whatever. It is you're a kickboxer. End of story. So it's instinctive, it's impulsive, it's just automatic. Whatever they're there, wherever it is, it just comes. And I kind of got like that at the end. I'm not saying I was great again. I wasn't. But I got like that at the end where wherever you went, right? My technique would find you, right? Wherever, if you dropped your head down, my kick would find you, or what, you know what I'm saying? It was just there.
Yeah.
And so that's the instinct that you want. Have you tried to develop a strategy yet in your training of how to accomplish
Um, yeah, I think it just takes time. But staying true to your training and consistency, right? Time is nothing if you're not showing up, you know.
that?
So
Sure.
showing up and being there and trusting that the work will speak for itself, but also being humble and accepting new ways of becoming a better striker. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't. I've got a lot of work to do still before I get there. It's definitely not instinctual yet, but
What do you think? What do you think your greatest strengths are? Though we talk about boxing, but I asked the young man last week from one championship. He's the Jake I want to say Chamberlain. What was his last name? Jake Peacock, right? Jake Peacock and all. And he's the one arm fighter. I mean, he's known for that. And I asked him, what do you think one of your greatest strengths? I asked him, and frankly, what was your sixth sense, right, or something like that? And he said it was his heart, right? What do you think your greatest strengths or greatest strength is?
um, I would say my greatest strength probably is just being consistent and showing up and training and doing what I have to, doing the right things and making the right sacrifices to pursue it. You know,
Mm.
um, but I haven't really. I still feel brand new to the fight game, you know. So I feel like I still have to get pushed in a lot of areas to really find out where my strengths really lie at. But as of right now, I think what's gotten me this far is the fact that I've made sacrifices to be here, and I sacrificed my time to make sure I'm training and becoming better.
What values do you think your trainer actually offers to you in the aspect of training and in life?
What do Can you rephrase the
Your
question?
trainer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So your trainer's in your life, right? You got some trainers who just want to have you beat mitts or whatever. They don't talk to you. They don't try to encourage you not to drink and not to smoke, and they don't care. They just worry about when you get to the gym. Don, being your trainer, your manager, and things like that. What is he bringing to the table?
Don was sent to me by life and by God, man.
Wow.
I really appreciate the connection that I've made with Don. And
Please elaborate.
when he was first recruiting me to the gym, I was checking out other gyms in the Wilmington area and the Raleigh area. But uh, like you said, some trainers you could tell they were just like, they want to see you be a good fighter. They want you to win, right? But they don't really too care much about what you're doing outside of the gym and if you need help with certain things. But there are trainers like that out there, but Don was the one that was willing to do that for me just from the rip.
Right.
Just uh, willing to help me out with whatever I needed to do. He's the one that gave me the opportunity to become a personal trainer and expand myself in that way.
Nice.
Um, he helps me out a lot, man. He helps me out a lot with just staying afloat and staying consistent and being disciplined and make sure I'm good.
Right. I mean,
Whether it's at home or whether it's at the gym, you know.
right. Well, I think that's absolutely important, to have someone in your life like that, that can motivate and inspire you and say things to you and help you when you're up or when you're down. Then it's all good. I do want to ask you a little bit about how important is it for people to come out and support you on March the 14th in Myrtle Beach?
Um, yeah, please. I actually need to find out how to get some pay per view. The pay per view link.
akplive.com. akplive.com. It's on the screen right now.
Okay, yeah. I need to copy and paste that to a couple people. Yeah, y'all come check it out. This has been an amazing journey, and I would love for people to be a part of it with me and to be there to cast their energy towards me in the ring in person. Um, it's going to be a great fight. Buffalo's very. I feel like he's a very entertaining fighter. He throws very cool strikes that
Ah,
are fun to watch with the karate and like you said, it's not going to be an easy fight. Um, Don likes to make sure that I'm matched up with someone that's gonna push me. So
exactly.
yeah, y'all show up, man, and then there's also a whole lot of other bangers, man. So it's not just me that's fighting that night. There's Hunter Sheeran versus what was his name?
It's Gary Bowings.
Gary
Right.
Bowings. Those are two very fun fighters to watch. They both bring great
Yeah, we
energy,
have
man.
8 certified title fights that night. 8, which is
Yeah,
kind of a little
so
bit of an overkill. I don't want any of them to fall out, though. All right, we're already going for it now. And
yeah,
probably
Myrtle
going to
Beach
be one
is
of our biggest shows.
it's a great venue, man. And you guys put on a great show there. I wouldn't want to miss that. Y'all come check it out
Awesome.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, I certainly appreciate you being on the show today. And I'm wishing you the best of luck and skill. And I want you to obtain, whatever goals you want to obtain in life. You're putting in the work. You're putting in the work. And if you put in that work, you would definitely get something out of it. That is just a fact. I'm going to give you final words on it, though. What would you like to say to whomever? Was this thank you, hello, shout out to any sponsors or anything? Let me just say this about sponsors. Guys, these athletes that we have, right? They're working hard. They train. They have to buy food. They have to eat a certain way and all that. Listen, people, listen. It would not hurt for you if you have a business to help donate some money to them. I'm going to ask for his Cash App. I'm going to ask for his Instagram and all that in just a second, right? Now, if you guys want to help these fighters, and that's for all the fighters, that's for whether it's Christian or whether it's, Zion or all the fighters on the card. If you are watching and you're planning on coming, yes, coming is supporting the event and supporting us as a whole. It is. But some of these fighters, you send them $50, man, guess what? That's going to help them buy that nutritional meal. That's going to help them maybe get a buy or go to the store and buy some fruit and everything. So, in your final words of thank you, I want you to also give out your how people can contact you on Instagram and give your Cash App ID. I don't care.
I got you. For my final words, man, I just want to just give some thanks to a couple people. To my dad and my stepmom.
Sure.
I moved away from there, from my hometown, and it can be difficult for some people, but they're gonna support me and they're gonna be with me no matter what. And also, they raised me, so I got my DNA,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
very blessed for that. I'm very
yeah.
blessed for them. I love them. Also, I want to say thanks to you, man. Thank you for putting on the show, and thank you for having me and being so kind to me and allowing me to have these opportunities. I'm very grateful for you, man, for real. And I know that you guys do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that
Thank you, sir.
no one can even relate to
Yeah,
moving all those parts. So I'll speak on all the fighters, man. We appreciate you putting it together for us, because
thanks,
so
brother.
we can be mindless and just click on the things and get there, you know. So
Yeah. I want to
thank you
showcase
guys for all
skills.
the hard
Yeah,
work behind,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It is a lot. It's a lot, but you know what? It's my passion, right? And also, it is what it is. So it is my pleasure, as they say at Chick-fil-A, right? To make sure. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. He's going to be fighting on March the 14th for another IKF certified title. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Give it up for the one and the only Zion Bailey.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon. All right, have a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it for yourself. This guy, he's sharp, he's ready to go, and very skilled, very talented. He's going to be taking on the one and the only Mr. Chris Buffalo, a very talented fighter on March the 14th, guys. Get your tickets, ikfiplatform.com, pay-per-view, akplive.com. It's going to be a really, really blast. So the next person I want to be chatting with here today is going to be Mr. Gary Bowings. He was able to join us here. Gary always kind of gets us in between a break or something. He's a hardworking guy and everything, and we always enjoy, chatting with him as well. He has a big assignment coming up. Well, Gary keeps coming and he keeps going. He's in and he's out. I'm going to bet he's probably in a location that doesn't have good Wi-Fi, which is never a good thing and everything. So I'm going to chat a little bit about him, and maybe he can try to come back on. Gary, if you're checking this out, you can certainly try to come back on. And but Gary Bowings and Hunter Sheeran are going to be going at it. Two super heavyweights. Now, the backstory to this is that, Gary, won his title, sometime back, been a very good champion. But last fight, he actually lost his title to Mr. Jesus Martinez. Very good fight. So now Gary is coming back with revenge, right? He wants to come back. And the other champion in another rule style was Mr. Hunter Sheeran, who is super heavyweight champion here, does a great job. And so those two are now matched up to see if Gary can step back up and or if Hunter can continue to move forward, right? And so it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great matchup between those two. And I think that is going to be thunder on March the 14th, guys. I told you, 8 certified title fights. You do not want to miss it. Let's go ahead and bring up now the one and the only former super heavyweight champion here, Gary Bowen. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
All right, good. Gary's in the garage. I don't know what Gary is. Gary's just hanging out like he's floating or something.
Yeah. I'm at work, but I'm in my client's garage, so I don't wake them up.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Gary, how have you been?
Man, I've been great. I've been real good.
Good. Gary, let's go ahead and get the elephant in to talk about the elephant in the room. Your last fight, right?
Yes,
You went
sir.
out there, you fought Jesus. Tell me what happened in that fight, sir.
Um, just bad night. Just had a bad you know you know like car life situation. Car situation. Couldn't get to
Mentally.
practice. Some days. So just life. That's my first time experiencing. You know, having a bad night in a fight. So
Well, yeah, because you
honestly,
were undefeated.
yeah, I normally never have a off night, in a fight. So you know, I like it. I really enjoyed it. I
Well,
like losing in a way. It really shows me
oh,
what I need to work on to fire on me. I like it. I love it.
you hear me say it a million times. You learn more from losing than you do winning. People don't believe that, but you do. You went back and you thought about probably everything you shoulda, coulda, woulda did, right, or done.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but Jesus was a pretty interesting fighter, though. What did he bring to the table that made it more difficult for you?
It wasn't nothing he brought to the table. It was just me not being prepared as I normally would be. So it's not
Well, you
nothing he
can't say
do.
there was nothing he brought to the table because he was punching and kicking at you.
Yes, he was, but it's nothing that I haven't faced before in any a lot of my fights. It's just me not being able to do what I normally did. I couldn't push how I normally was. I didn't. My legs weren't there, and yeah,
Right.
he was on. He told me after he had a strong 4 week camp. He went away from his family and had a strong 4 week camp. And so I was like, he was
Oh,
really,
so
really, 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 really,
he
really
went
putting
into
it.
Rocky mode.
Yeah, yeah, he really did. Like honestly, he's moved away from his family for like a month. He said, and he went at it for a month at a gym in Florida or something. He was working. He was going at it. And mine was literally like the complete opposite. So it was just
Right.
you know
Well, I was talking.
had
Well,
to.
yeah. Don't get too far away from your Wi-Fi because you're starting to stutter a little bit.
All right, all right.
I was just talking about the fact that when you are a champion, how hard it is to keep a title, right? It's very difficult to
Yeah.
keep to stay motivated to keep a title. Did you witness a little bit of that?
Um, it wasn't the motivation to keep a title. It was just all the letdowns from the year. It just I was like I was so unmotivated.
Yeah,
I wanted to fight last year. It was just it was like maybe 6, 7 fights. All of them fell through. So it was like yeah, it was very unmotivated. I couldn't. Even if I want to, it was hard. My coach said it was gonna play a factor, and you can't really say or do these things until you live through them. And so
yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
glad I had that moment, especially this early.
You, you know, the reality is fighting is hard. Fighting is hard in every aspect of every area in your life, right? Psychologically, physiologically, it is very,
Yes,
very
sir.
tough, right? To do.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't understand how much you have to go through. We have a really big challenge coming up on the March 14th and a few weeks from now.
yeah,
You're going to be taking on Hunter.
yeah.
I know you and Hunter been eyeballing each other for a long time. What are your thoughts
Oh
about
yeah,
that fight?
man. I'm excited. I am excited. I got 'cause for the last young man who didn't know my name, or he mentioned Hunter, but a lot of people were going to they're gonna know who I am after the 14th. I promise you that.
Okay,
As soon the night after the fight, I went back into training immediately. Camp.
really?
Yeah, we were going 5, 6, 7 days a week.
Wow, wow. So that motivated you. That really inspired you to get on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It was just getting back to what I did normally. Just to stop all the mishaps and just get it done. Any means necessary.
Well, now, so you know what happened here. Hunter saw you lose that fight, right?
Yeah,
And you know that
absolutely.
motivated him, right? And this last
Yes.
fight,
Okay.
he won, put a really tough fight, but he won that fight indeed. He's the champ now, so he's confident. And
Yes.
as I understand it, he is not even the same Hunter that he was back then. And probably 50, 60 pounds lighter, it looks like, at least on the picture. So he's taking it pretty serious, Gary. What if that big man, 6'8", 200 and some pounds, come and lays on you and works you down? I mean, what is his strategy for someone that size?
Um.
You never fought anybody
I,
that
I,
big, Gary.
I fought someone 6'6" before, but
Yeah, but he's 6'8".
yeah. And plus, I play. When I play football, I face guys like that all the time, so I'm
Yeah.
used to pushing people like that. So that's nothing new. I was 30 something at one point too, pushing big guys like that. So that's nothing I've had to felt before. But anyway, but like he's I'm not gonna give him an opportunity to do so. That's
Okay.
that's I'm not gonna give opportunity to even get close. And if you do get close, I got a little special something. So I'm not
And
gonna
so
say what, but I got a little special something.
you got, hey, but Gary, as I'm looking at you in your face, though, it does look like you trimmed up a little bit too.
Oh yeah. I came in very overweight last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about 15 pounds heavier than I normally would. I was just
Oh
yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah,
just a lot. So
yeah.
it's all right. It's in the past, and we're gonna get right back to it. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about
Okay. All right. All right. Well, look, man, we're looking forward to having you and everything. I'm not going to keep you long. I know you're at your
it.
fight. Invite people or at your job.
Yeah,
Invite people to come
absolutely.
out. By the way, I did talk to your mom. I didn't talk to your mom after. Hold on. I didn't talk to your mom after the fight. But after the fight,
Yeah,
immediately after the fight, I was walking around and
yeah,
she looks at me and she's like, "No, your mom is a trip." She's like, "Nope,
yeah.
not this time."
That's she's uh
You broke up there. We lost you. He'll probably. Oh, there you go. Say it again. Say it again, Gary.
I said that she always
Yeah,
Well,
unfortunately, Gary, we lost on the connection there. It's very bad and everything. But I think you guys get the point. Gary's going to be coming in. He's going to be doing his thing on March the 14th and everything. And he wants you to come out and support him because it is going to be a fantastic fight between himself and Mr. Hunter Sheeran and everything. And we'll be talking more as we get closer. We're going to have our interviews. Mr. Derek Reams and all that will be doing our interviews and all of that, as we lead up to the show. We got a lot of promotional aspects and things like that going on. March the 14th, guys, it's going to be the day where full contact action is going to be going on in Myrtle Beach on the Grandstand. It's going to be the hottest show on the Grandstand that weekend. You can believe that. And 8 certified title fights, including, that's a nighttime show starting at 6 o'clock. And then that morning, right, we have a ton, and when I say a ton, of full contact knockout action going on in the ballroom as well. Also, on the other ballroom floor, we have our PKB, our semi-contact sparring tournament going on the bottom floor there, as well as our PBSC point boxing sparring, which our next show coming up at 2:30 is going to be with Mr. What is his name? Matt, I got to get his name right off. Talking too fast. But we're going to have a show coming up today at 2:30 and going to be speaking a little bit with him about the PBSC. But that's also going to be in Myrtle Beach a couple of weeks from now. Get registered, guys. All the registrations on the platform, IKF, fightplatform.com. All right, guys, listen, I want to thank you always for, watching us and supporting us and doing all the things you do to keep us moving forward. We're hoping that you guys will continue to try and come out if you can. We love to have you at the event, to be honest with you. We would love to have you at the event if you can make it. If you can't make it, certainly do understand. I mean, that's part of it. But pay-per-view, akplive.com, is where you can check it out. And that link and everything will be up really soon where you'll be able to see it right in the comfort of your own home. I was thinking about, the East Coast Classic and what has done for fighters in this region. It is giving these fighters an opportunity to showcase their skills so that if they want to step up and go to that next level, I mean, with IKF, we're literally trying to give that opportunity. We have our World Classic in Las Vegas on July 10th through the 12th. We're looking for that special fighter or those special fighters to join in with us at that event, perhaps for a certified title, a national title. And, if they can prove themselves at some of our smaller events, who knows, you might see them in Las Vegas fighting for a national title. And that is big in the fight capital of the world. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Listen, I want you to always respect each other. Fort March. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.